Hi, my name is Jennifer Carroll, and I'm a counselor and the executive director of the Next Step Counseling Services here in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. I grew up mostly here in Hardin County. I attended Mudge Elementary School on Fort Knox, Kentucky for most of my elementary years, and then I went to Bluegrass Middle School for my middle school years. I graduated from Central Hardin High School, where I was very active in both sports and clubs, and I really enjoyed my high school experiences. I had really wonderful teachers who supported me. My two favorite teachers were Mr. Watts, he was my biology teacher, and Miss Linda Gosser, she was my chemistry teacher. And both of them taught me to love natural sciences. So at some point I knew that I wanted to go into a field that used that knowledge. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, if I was going to become a doctor or a counselor. But because of them, I knew that I was going to do something related to the science field. After graduating from high school, I joined the Army, and I decided at that point that I really wanted to do something in the medical field. I worked in a hospital with lots of people who were trying to help others just be better, and I worked with lots of doctors and nurses and counselors at that point. And I knew at that point that it was something that I really wanted to take my career in that direction. After getting out of the Army, I entered college, and I was initially a biology chemistry major, and I worked in a variety of environments just trying to use those skills. I worked in both girls and boys group homes. I worked in hospital settings. Again, I'm not sure how early I decided I wanted to become a counselor, but after working in those different jobs, I knew that that was probably more of the area I wanted to focus on, where I could help others. I'm credentialed as a licensed professional clinical counselor, and I'm also credentialed as a licensed certified alcohol and drug counselor. I'm certified with both Batterer's Intervention Program as an autonomous provider. I'm an EMDR therapist, which is a trauma therapy to help those who've struggled with some really difficult situations, and I'm also a nationally certified counselor. As far as preparing to become a counselor, there's lots of different classes you can take in high school that would be beneficial. Some of those classes are just basic communication skill building classes like English, literature, public speaking if that's available. Those are all very helpful to help you to become a better communicator. Also, any classes that help with the social sciences, such as psychology or sociology, if those are available, those would be really great classes. And then also any facts classes, anything to help you with learning about the family, learning about how people interact. Those classes will help develop the needed skills to become an effective counselor. So I talked previously about my college experience and my path to becoming a counselor, but in order to become a fully licensed clinician, the college and academic path that you would take is that you'd graduate from high school and then get your undergraduate, which is a bachelor's degree, and then you would get a master's degree. Your bachelor's degree can be in any helping field, so that could be a sociology degree, a psychology degree, a social work degree, and all of those would be appropriate and help you to get your master's degree. For me, I personally got a master's in mental health counseling, and you can get your master's in several different areas in order to become a counselor. You can get it in marriage and family counseling, you can get it in mental health counseling, substance abuse counseling, and you can also get specific degrees like a psychology master's or a social work master's, and all of those will help you get licensed as a clinician. During your master's program, you'll have to do an internship and a practicum, and generally that will take anywhere from 1 year to 2 years. And essentially that's working part-time within your master's program to accumulate experience and hours in the clinical field. And then after completion of that, you'll be able to sit for your licensure. Once you sit for your licensure exam, you'll usually have to do 2 more years of supervised experience before you can become fully licensed. As far as jobs that could be used as stepping stones to help build your counseling career, some of them again would be working maybe at a boys' home or a girls' home, volunteering at a hospital, working at a hospital just to help with any kind of intake needs that they might have, or really just any job involving client or customer service. All of those skills will help build the necessary foundation to become a good counselor. And lastly, there are many different kinds of counselors. Some work with specific populations or very specific disorders. They can be counselors such as family counselors or drug and alcohol counselors. Some specifically focus on trauma. For me personally, I love working with trauma types of cases. And then also I love neuropsychology. And those are cases that involve both behavior and emotion, and then also with cognitive functioning. And so the mixture of those are the cases that I primarily focus on. I encourage anybody who's wanting to become a counselor to really speak to a variety of different types of counselors, just to see if there's a specific area that you're drawn to, or maybe even if there's a specific population that you'd like to work on. Because there's many different types of counseling opportunities, therapists work in both private practice settings, various organizational type settings, hospital settings. You can work for different private or government institutions, and because of that, the benefits vary. In a private arena, you really get the flexibility of set your own schedule and working with really great people, quality people, picking the populations that you like to work with, and that can help both in your personal and professional life. Working for a government agency, you get a variety of experiences, and sometimes that can be really beneficial. The pay for both types of counselors is very dependent on the hours you work and the populations you serve, but generally starting pay can range anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000 to $40,000 a year, and it can range all the way up to $60,000 or $70,000 a year depending on what you do. If you move up in management, that pay can also range anywhere from probably $45,000 to $50,000, even up to $80,000 or $90,000 depending on the agencies that you work for. People are always surprised in this job. We're surprised by our coworkers and the things that they do. We're also surprised by the different populations, people that come in to see us. But the real surprises come when you get involved in helping others in the community. Sometimes we help with school needs, or we help families that just need assistance outside of the counseling arena and outside of our offices. And that's where you see a lot of the progress that's made, and that progress can be very pleasantly surprising for most of us as counselors.